This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Pendleton Whiskey, Bill Fick Ford, the WCRA, and Resistol. Born in the iconic American western town of Pendleton, Oregon, and taking its name from one of the most revered rodeos in the world, my absolute favorite rodeo, known for the grass, the Pendleton Roundup. Pendleton Whiskey is a modern celebration of a century-old tradition. Pendleton Whiskey is barrel-aged in American oak and cut with glacier-fed spring water from Oregon's Mount Hood. For an uncommonly smooth, rich taste and complex flavor, the Pendleton Whiskey brand honors a heritage that inspires us to live boldly, never lose sight of the values we believe in, and taste the moment, wherever we may be. The legacy of the American cowboy is forged in every single bottle. A taste of true Western tradition is always worth raising a glass to. Discover more at pendletonwhiskey.com. Oh, and Pendleton Whiskey is the official whiskey of Pro Rodeo and of the PBR. Pendleton Blended Canadian Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, Pendleton Distilleries, Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Please drink responsibly. Bill Fick Ford, the #1 Super Duty dealer in the entire country, is still taking care of their customers. It's hard to get trucks right now, but there's some perks when you're the #1 Super Duty dealer in the country. You still got trucks. Go to BillFickFordHuntsville.com to get the no bull discounts that no one else is giving during this crazy time that we're living in. Bill Fick Ford is still the place to go. In fact, if you ask me, it's the only place to get a new Super Duty dealer today. Bill Fick Ford. Who wants to be rodeo's next millionaire? It's time. That time again through the WCRA. You can win $1 million by nominating your rides or runs and earning points through the WCRA. Through the Triple Crown of Rodeo, the WCRA will award $1 million in cash prizes to any one athlete or collection of athletes who wins first place in any 3 consecutive WCRA major rodeos. $1 million is completely up for grabs. The Days of 47 Cowboy Games and Rodeo will be the second stop of the 2021 Triple Crown of Rodeo Series. The event will pay out over $560,000 and will be held July 20th through the 24th in Salt Lake City. Get this, there will be 0 entry fees, people. You heard me correctly. No entry fees. The only way to qualify for the Triple Crown of Rodeo event is by nominating your rides and runs with the WCRA. Use promo code GAUGE10 for 10% off your next nomination. Again, that promo code is GAUGE10 for 10% off your next nomination. To learn more, just visit WCRArodeo.com and learn how you can earn a spot at the Days of 47 Rodeo and possibly be rodeo's next millionaire. What?
What sets Resistol apart is the legacy of the cowboys who wear the brand. These traditions are passed down from fathers to sons, from heroes to future champions. Since 1927, Resistol has been handcrafting the finest American-made cowboy hats. Generation after generation, we live it every day.
This is The Gauge with host Chance Conradu.
Are you freaking serious? It's Conrado. This is The Gauge, and I am Chance Conrado. On this episode of the podcast, we have got Lacey Harmon. Lacey is a barrel horse fraternity trainer, a food connoisseur, and like a super duper funny ADD person just like me. Check it out.
Like that? Oh, wow, you can really hear yourself.
You really can. Yeah, so if you really wondered what you sounded like, now you know.
I don't really like my voice.
You don't like your voice?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been mocked like 4 times by you already, so maybe I don't like it that much either.
How have I mocked you? Because of drinking?
You did. Yeah, you called me an alcoholic. And I was like, oh, by the way, hi, nice to meet you. I didn't know you existed.
That's hilarious. I didn't mean it like that. I just didn't know that they had a brother.
If only you weren't the first girl to tell me that. Oh, hey, sorry, didn't realize you existed. Thanks.
Well, I listened to your first podcast with, I guess, your sister. Or maybe Haley's. I don't know which one I saw first.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, I knew who you were.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Yeah, that would give it away, wouldn't it? Outside of that, I guess what I had to do is create like a big podcast just to get a few people in the industry to recognize that I was alive. That's my gold buckle moment.
If you want to feel better, I didn't know who you were before this podcast either.
Ty, there's days you walk in here and I've known you for a long time and I still don't really know who you are. We speculate on what you do with your free time all the time.
I don't do a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, we were having some nice conversations, like mixed in with all the horrible personal attacks on me from you. But you were talking about how food is more important than barrel horses, and you don't really even understand why, like, there's not 5-star restaurants at fraternities. I think it's a budget thing, but that's basically what you were saying.
Oh, trust me, my mom will find them.
Yeah. So, I mean, what came first? Was it training barrel horses or finding restaurants? Like, oh, your mom's here. Wow. So that's fun. Were your ears burning on the way in? Because we were just talking about
Perfect timing, too.
Yeah.
Lacey's the one that likes to go eat.
Yeah. Yeah. She was speaking very highly of you, but also insulting you as well as me. So, yeah. But you probably already knew that's what she did because you're her mom.
That's funny.
Yeah. We try to keep it light to cover up the shame and feelings. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Totally funny.
Yeah. We're actually recording.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing that we just
no.
kind of start recording it. So all that, it's all out there.
Oh, that's lovely.
Permanently. It's out there. And yeah, when you said this is like a real podcast, yeah, it is. A lot of people are going to hear all that.
Uh-oh.
No, it's good.
Okay.
It's good. But if you do
I trust you.
Yeah, if you do get attacked on the internet for some reason, you know why? Because
Yeah.
you hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Someone's going to defend me somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah, one
I
person.
hope.
One of those people from like where's that? Where did we get some? Like from Czechoslovakia? Probably that one. Yeah, we had like a few people from Czechoslovakia, right? And like, yeah, we love the podcast in Czechoslovakia. We ride like mountain ponies. I don't know. They barrel race out there.
No, that's hilarious.
Yeah, they do some weird stuff. Barrel racing has really come a long way.
We're a #1 sports podcast in some random country.
Yeah, it's true.
No way.
Yeah, just several random countries.
And it's not there. I'm not even going to try to say it because I can't.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Czechoslovakia, but yeah. Slovakia, maybe. I don't know.
Slur.
Some place where they don't have freedoms to play with balls, and so they just play with ponies. Pause.
Okay.
So it works.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can get an iPhone anywhere now. So, all of a sudden they discovered like a podcast about horses.
Well,
ponies,
that's cool.
or whatever it is we talk about. Oh, not very much horse stuff right now. But anyway, Riley was telling me, because we've never met, clearly, because you didn't know I existed. But
Yes.
what is it specifically? Like, I'm going to try to be serious. It's not something I can really do.
That's
what
going
was
to be
it
hard.
that it is? It's real tough.
I'm not a very serious person either. So.
No, she promised me, like Riley, when she said, hey, we should have so-and-so on. Lacey, you. This was a conversation. Okay, yeah, Lacey, that sounds good. She's been on this podcast and she's won this. She's got a huge personality, is what she said. She used the word huge personality, so she really gassed you up to come in here and
Oh, God.
be really
So
entertaining.
The bar set high, so.
She did. Yeah, and we've had some really entertaining people on here. Really entertaining barrel racers.
Oh, gosh.
Ivy, Haley, those are big personalities too. So
No pressure.
No pressure.
But, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about you, so it's really nice. I'll get to kind of learn some things about you as we record, but I know you've won some big things. You're really into the fraternity game, not so much in the rodeo thing because gas station food sucks, is what you said. But those were the exact words. And your mom's slapping her knee because she's like, that's my daughter.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
But
so.
What is it that got you into barrel horse training? I mean, I know a lot of people are into it, but not a lot of people are successful like you at
Right.
it.
Yeah. It kind of all fell into place. I was rodeoing. My whole family rodeoed growing up. And so I did go to rodeos, not pro rodeos, but, and I was in high school and I became friends with Jordan and Christy Peterson, who breaks now, but she kind of introduced me to the fraternity world a little bit. So that's kind of how I broke into it.
Sure.
But yeah, so it just kind of led from one thing to another. I had known a lot of people growing up, like random important rodeo people that kind of helped us a lot. And so we had bought like some good horses I bought one from Jackie Doobie, and let's see, who else did we buy one from? I can't think exactly, but where my point is that we kind of somehow fell into this huge breeding program.
Right.
And it wasn't planned. We didn't really know what we were doing, but we had a lot of good horses, and it just kind of all really came together.
Really?
Yeah. So that's kind of how it got started. And then my first year of having a Futurity horse, like full time, like I had a colt like that I went to the BFA on, like, because who does that, just jump in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, was that like the first like big boy Futurity you went to was the BFA?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Just you had that one horse and did somebody like say, hey, this is a nice horse, maybe you should enter it, or how exactly did that come to be?
No, it was totally random. We had bought some random colts when I was in high school, and we never like went to fraternities, but we just entered the BFA because it was we'd always went to like for the junior when I was little. I ran in it, so that's just kind of how it came about. Yeah. So that was just a fraternity we knew about, so we entered it. It wasn't like I had any business being there.
Really? Well, how did it go?
Not very well.
Yeah. What year was that?
Ooh, I think 2000. Let's see, what year was 2007 or 8? Somewhere around there. Yeah.
So that was a meaningful time ago then.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then when I had met Jordan in high school, her and Christy got me into riding Frenchman's Guys because she said they're user-friendly. So since you don't know how to train a horse, you should you ride these because they're really easy to train. Yeah. And so that's how they got me hooked up with Bill and Deb Myers, and we had bought a colt from them. And that was my first real fraternity horse where I went from, January to December. Yeah. And so that year, I had just graduated high school, and my mom was like, okay, we're going to try this one year. And I ended up winning the BFA that year, so I was kind of hooked.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that would definitely hook you. Yeah, that sum of money and kind of all the things, especially at that time, like, it was the thing. Yeah. I mean, not that it isn't now, but, I mean, it just always was. I mean, that, Fort Smith, and, of course, they had a lot more fraternities back then than they do now. Now it's all, pink buckle, ruby buckle things.
For sure. So, yeah, and I was a breakaway roper, actually, in high school, and that's what I was better at than running barrels.
Really?
Yeah. So when my mom agreed that we would do this for a year, she didn't really think that I would, like, stick to it. She was like, thought I would go to college eventually, but it never happened.
Yeah. What, like, did you not want to go to college?
I didn't. I just thought, I think I always wanted to be a trainer. That's what growing up, they always said that I wanted to train pigs, cats, goats, whatever I could train.
Wait, pigs?
Yeah, pigs.
What would you train them to do? Like eat human bodies? What can they do?
When I was little, there's a picture of me like whipping one. I think it was one of my brothers, like show pigs.
Oh, really?
And so I was like whipping it around, telling it, where to go.
Or like beating it, like you did me emotionally with your words. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like it's kind of a strange picture.
Yeah.
It could probably be interpreted a lot of ways. What happened to the pig? Was it eaten like at a fancy restaurant?
I honestly have no idea. Yeah. But probably some 5-star restaurant.
I'm sure. Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so won the BFA, did all that. You got hooked up with Bill and Deb, which when I was a little kid, I basically lived with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Before all that. Like, what was I? I was probably like 2nd or 3rd grade. We lived in South Dakota.
Wow.
Like, I think I spent more time at Bill and Deb Myers' house, like eating their food and hanging out with their kids than I spent with my own.
Dang. Well, that's good.
They're really good people.
They are.
Yeah, that tells you they took like a wayward Colorado child, which is like a normal thing back then. At the fraternities, would just be with random people.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who I've like seen again. You ever have that where like you haven't seen somebody in a long time and they're like, hey, I remember when you were a kid. People who knew I existed, not like you, but other people. Like, hey, last time I saw you were this tall, and you're like, we're in my trailer. It's like, okay. It's great.
Oh, that's funny.
It's great. So my parents just left me in Memphis, Tennessee, and just took off with their horses and just left me for days in your trailer. That's good. Well, thanks for not killing me or trafficking me.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's always good.
It is good. All right, so you had that success on the BFA, and then, I mean, you said you had this breeding program, but
so today,
how did that,
it just kind of evolved. We have a couple really good mares, and they just have been phenomenal producers, and I've won a lot on their babies. So it just kind of, we didn't really plan to have it. It wasn't like we like sought after this breeding program. It's just that when it kind of all fell into place, it was just like, wow, these are some nice horses, and it just kind of all worked out.
Yeah.
And now we obviously know a lot more than we did back then.
Well, I mean, that's how it starts, right?
Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, you had like some people to help you, but like,
Yeah.
like I always tell people, well, actually, I don't really talk about it that much, but like my dad, Kelly, the way he started, he was like a 10-year-old kid in a small mountain town and saw like Sue Smith or somebody. And was like, hey, I think I'm going to be a guy barrel racer. And I mean, in that part of the country and that time, it's like, wasn't really a thing.
Right.
So
definitely.
To have it work out in your favor, because I know a lot of people who like their dream is to have some mares who can produce winning babies, and it like never happens.
Yep. That's for sure.
That's like the norm. So for it to all fall into place, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So it was really cool. And like I said, it just I've been blessed with a really good, successful Futurity, career, and it just has really taken off.
Yeah.
I had no I shouldn't say I had no goals or dreams or whatever, but I had short goals and dreams, and not like an end goal where I was like, I'm going to do this by this date.
Right.
But they just really fell into place, and I don't know, just kind of happened.
Yeah. Well, and like to set like specific goals for Futurity, maybe you can't, right? Because there's so many variables, and like you're working in these 4-year cycles.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's kind of tough. Like you can only do that so many times, right?
Right.
So, I mean, how do you, like, is it you and your mom who manage the breeding program or do it? Just the two of you?
Yep.
So, I mean, how many mares do you have? How many horses are you breeding? I mean, what is like a breeding season look like, or is there?
Oh, it's small. I mean, we have
like
right now. Yeah. We have one really good mare. We have lost a couple really good mares. We had this one mare, Dash Fame mare, that was not a like superstar Futurity horse, but she won like 40,000, and she ended up being a great producer. And she had 3 colts before we lost her, and her first colt won 205,000 for 30 years. So it was, so it's not a huge group, but it's a small group of great horses.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can only manage so much, right?
Right.
It's probably good, because how many people do you know who like lose control and then all of a sudden they've got like 60 head of horses, and you can't
go back.
You can't go back, and you also can't make it profitable.
Right, exactly.
Unless you start out like really wealthy. But
yeah, and I can't really say we really like make money on it, because we're not very good at selling horses.
You have a hard time letting them go?
Yeah, I mean, we try, but it's hard.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have a good one and they go and they perform at that level, I mean, you've got to have people who try to buy them to rodeo on, or
for sure.
Have you wanted to rodeo at all?
I always say no, but I don't want to say no forever, because I do enjoy going to rodeos. I just don't see me, chasing the white lines all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, me neither.
And there's no 5-star restaurants chasing white lines.
No, because when you come through those towns that have them, it's usually 3 a.m. That's the problem. And you're going 10 to 15 miles over the speed limit.
Right.
Because Pro Comp is a disaster. Yeah, in fact, I mean, just this over Cowboy Christmas, like people were getting fines, and it was crazy because the schedules were so messed up.
It's crazy.
It is not fun.
I enter, a couple rodeos, but I don't know how I would definitely have to have someone enter me, because I don't even know remotely how to do all that.
Yeah.
Like
it's
having
tough.
A schedule, that'd be crazy, even though I live off of a schedule every year.
Do you? Well, I mean, the Futurity schedules, right?
Yeah. And I'm also really, really bad, and everybody knows me knows I'm horrible at entering rodeos.
Really?
I can't even tell you how many times I've missed the books at Stephenville or Mineral Wells or any of my hometown rodeos.
Where did you grow up then?
Well, I would say Stephenville. Yeah, I was born in New Mexico, but I don't really claim New Mexico. I'm a Texan, I would say.
Yeah, New Mexico's kind of a weird place.
It is. We had to go back for my grandma's funeral recently, and it was super locked down and masked up, and it's just insane.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think New Mexico would be like that, but like I literally just drove back from Denver here like 2 weeks ago, and you stop at the gas stations, and like I didn't even have a mask in my vehicle. Like what are those for? And like New Mexico is crazy liberal. I didn't even realize that.
I know, you wouldn't think that, but it's definitely.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
No.
I don't know why. I don't know what part is it, like Taos that dictates that, or
I'm not sure, but we were constantly getting in trouble. We were rebels.
just like, I'm not wearing no damn mask.
Well, and not even just that, but like so we went to this like huge restaurant that was not 5-star, but it was nice.
Yeah, they don't have 5-star restaurants anywhere in New Mexico, probably.
That's probably not true because
probably
I feel like they're
Albuquerque.
everywhere. But that's where we were. It was Albuquerque, and it was like this really cool like where they had like boutique restaurants like all throughout it. It was kind of like a mall cafeteria, but like on steroids.
Ooh.
And so like you could walk around, but you weren't allowed to like drink and walk. Like
Really? So they wanted you to like sit down?
Yeah, you had to be at a table to take your mask off. So like my brother got yelled out for taking a sip of coffee.
Really?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't, the whole mask thing just doesn't make much sense anymore. It's like, even on the airplanes, like we're still doing this on airplanes. I don't know if you fly a lot, but I fly all the time.
Really?
And like you just take it down, like to even take a drink, and the flight attendants are like blowing the whistle at you. Hey, put your mask on, or you'll never, ever, ever fly again.
Yeah.
They take it really serious.
Oh, for sure. They woke me up from a nap because mine fell off my nose.
Really?
I was in a deep sleep. I was pretty mad.
On an airplane?
Yeah.
Yeah, they will. They don't. I don't know like what briefing flight attendants go to. Where like, all right, this is Auschwitz for anyone who takes their mask off. Like you don't even like. I don't even think I've seen like a cool flight attendant who's like,
No,
for it.
I have
Not even one.
I have a good friend that got chased out of the airport. Lee Hansen. He said he took
Hallie's husband. Yeah.
He said he took his mask off at DFW, like because he just like flew in and he took it off on the plane, and the stewardess like chased him down like the runway, like
Really?
yelling at him.
Yeah. See, okay.
He was
DFW.
like, get a life.
So last week, no, the week before, I got all the way through security without a mask on in DFW.
Really?
Yeah. I had to get out of security and get one because I realized like I'm not gonna be able to get on my plane. But I left it in the pickup and I had to go out of security. No one said a word.
They don't sell them in the stores up there?
Oh, I don't know. I was
gonna say you could have
Yeah.
bought one in one of the stores.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I didn't think about it. Yeah, because I got stopped and like, well, where's your mask? You gotta go get a mask.
Yeah.
It was like cornered me right when I came out of security. I was like, I literally just went all the way through security.
I'm always
Nothing
getting
was
in trouble
popping,
for
go
mask
buy
stuff.
one. Really?
Yeah.
Like, there's nowhere here really where it's a thing anymore.
No,
right?
it's just certain places you go to, they're just like they're either like all one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still like a meaningful amount of people around here who are just wearing them everywhere.
Yeah, I've seen it.
But like it was strange. Like if you go to Colorado, like during Greeley, we were up there and I don't think I saw any masks like anywhere around. And Colorado, you would think would be
That's
more.
crazy.
Yeah, there was less masks in Colorado than there are here. It was weird,
That's cool.
I guess. Yeah.
You wouldn't think that coming from Colorado, but yeah.
No, you wouldn't. Not with the way that they do things. Like they're trying to get rid of rodeo there.
Yeah. Crazy.
It is crazy. Guys, let me remind you how much we love Pendleton whiskey and how much you'll love it too. Here's the thing with Pendleton. It's not on every single shelf in the entire country. Sometimes you go to those small towns where the small rodeos are and you can't find Pendleton. That's where drizzly.com comes into play. Satisfy your inner cowboy by purchasing your bottle of Pendleton whiskey online. Buy it online at drizzly.com. Put it in the trailer. Pendleton blended Canadian whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Pendleton Distilleries, Lawrenceburg, Indiana. And please drink responsibly. Like, what are some of your goals, like long term, right? So you've been doing this for quite some time, and you've got your crop of horses, and obviously you go to the fraternities that everyone goes to and compete and do well. But like, what's like your goal?
Ooh, I don't know. Like I said, I don't ever like think about that kind of thing because I've never thought about like having a long term goal. I just kind of
Really?
always have short term goals, like major wins.
Yeah.
Which like 5 years ago, if you'd asked me, I want to win a slot race, and then like it boom 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 happened. Like I
Right.
won 3 in a year, and it was just crazy. And so like I don't ever think about like long term goals.
Yeah.
You get caught up in those a little bit.
Yeah. Do you think that hinders you? Like if you're competing, right? And barrel racing's kind of one of those weird nuancy things, right? Where you're competing all the time, right? Because you're constantly going to jackpots and barrel races.
Yeah.
And then you specifically in like your world that you're in, which is the same one I grew up in. And then you have these big moments, right? Like you do have the BFAs, you have the pink buckles or the ruby buckles or like the royal crowns and those things. And those are great big highlights. And then they're done. And then you reset to kind of do them again. I mean, it's different.
Yeah, it is. So it is hard to have like a long-term goal, I feel like, with a fraternity horse. I mean, obviously you have goals, but I mean, they're fraternity horses and it's,
Yeah, you got one shot and then
you
maybe
could
a
have
derby
a
year.
great weekend, one weekend where you just like everything goes right, and the next weekend like you're not even like in the picture. You know what I mean? So it's really hard to like have high expectations because, you know, obviously stuff happens like in the rodeo world that like doesn't go your way, but you're more relying on your faithful horse that's like, you know, it's more seasoned and it's doesn't usually pull the things that a Futurity colt pulls.
No, yeah. Well, it depends on the horse, but no, they don't. But yeah, I mean, that's the interesting thing. Like if you're comparing the Futurity world to the rodeo world, which we've done a billion times on our show, but yeah, with a Futurity colt, like you get one pink buckle on that horse,
Correct,
and that's it, right? Yeah. It's like you can't go to Casper this year and I'll get him next year. Yeah. Like you don't. Like you got one shot with that Futurity horse,
right?
And if it doesn't perform, it doesn't work out that well. Like if your plan is to sell those horses or keep them, I mean, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and the pink buckle, the ruby buckle, these breeder invitational, they have really changed everything. I mean, what is your opinion of them?
I love them because of the fact that as being a horse trainer, it gives you a huge, you know, platform to win more money.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is very it's expensive as a breeder standpoint to like nominate all these colts and stuff. But I really love it. I know it has changed the game a lot.
Yeah.
Greatly.
Yeah.
It's greatly affects, you know, everybody that chooses stallions to breed to.
It does. I mean, which is kind of like if you're just a weekend warrior type person, maybe, and I know some people don't like that terminology, but you go to barrel races on the weekend, like it creates a kind of a unique opportunity to get nice horses though. Cause yeah, you're probably not going to get, like if you've got 40 grand to spend, probably not getting one of those nominated colts, right? You might get a prospect. You may say if you're a nurse, but you go to the barrel races on the weekend, like the idea of getting a prospect from somebody maybe like yourself, that's pretty unattainable, right? Like it's just not, or getting one from Jolene or Ashley or Jordan who was killing it.
Yeah.
Like forget it. Like you just, like a normal person's just not really going to be able to do that. Like you got a better chance of going and buying like a new Porsche, right? It's the same idea. Like that's how out of reach these horses are getting.
Yeah.
But then you've got all these great stallions that are getting no notoriety because, well, the people who have them can't afford to nominate. Like who's got 50 grand laying around? Like not your average Joe who's got a nice stallion.
No.
So go breed to that horse and get you a nice,
for sure,
and go tear it up the jackpots. Why do you need something that's nominated? You don't.
No.
It's not going to do anything for you.
No.
Yeah. Not you personally, but like that person we're referring to.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I know, but he didn't. He was lost. He's like, whoa, what?
So yeah, it has definitely changed the game for a lot of reasons, but a lot of good ones too.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's great for the trainers. I mean, there's all these new outlets to like make money. Like a barrel Futurity, like becoming one maybe looks better now than it ever did. I'm gonna tell you, back in the early 90s, or the late 90s, early 2000s, your parents were Futurity trainers. Your belts were tight.
See, and I wasn't around for that, so I didn't get to go to like Speed Horse and all those cool ones. So.
Yeah, Speed Horse was. Well, I think the fun thing about Speed Horse, at least for me as a kid, was it was right next to like a Six Flags or something.
So that would be fun for a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Lazy E, the nice thing about being a kid at Lazy E is you could like just go play everywhere around there.
It's so big.
There were creeks and like you just get disgusting. Yeah, there was a bunch of like us little kids who went to all the fraternities with our parents. Jordan Briggs was one of them. Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
One of the things she told me is like, I think I played with you at Lazy E when we were kids. And I was like, yeah, there was a rat pack of kids who was at all the fraternities. Maybe you were in there.
Gosh, that place is huge.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like the Mecca now for stuff.
We've been there a lot.
Yeah, they've really done a lot of things there. And like, especially with COVID, like shutting stuff down. They almost did too many things there. It was like the dirty place to go.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I don't want to go
We're almost tired of going there because it was, because of COVID, it was like the only place to go.
Yeah. They deserve some credit for staying open and giving like people a place to go. Like the reason the National High School Finals happens because they allowed it to be there. And then they were like, we're never going to do it again. These kids destroyed our facilities.
Oh, gosh. Kids are brutal.
They are brutal. So since you guys are in you're in DFW, you're in Fort Worth, where are you guys going after this to eat? Clearly you guys are going somewhere to eat.
Sure. That's kind of undecided, but
really?
Yeah.
Is there like a top 5 potential option? You know something. She does. She's got a suggestion at least.
She was trying to book a reservation. She likes, like strict by the book.
Regimen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a kind of fly by seat of your pants kind of type person.
Yeah.
My favorite saying is, I'll figure it out.
That's actually my favorite saying too.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Ask them. There's never a plan that drives these people nuts.
Yeah.
You just go.
It kind of hurts me sometimes, but yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Like specifically, when was a time that?
Well,
it got
like
you?
when I need to have like a schedule.
Yeah, but it's actually Friday. She's right.
Oh yeah. That's a
Yeah,
problem.
so she's right. If it was like Tuesday, no problem. You can
No
walk
problem.
into anywhere over there. Like,
Yeah.
but not tonight.
Yeah.
Wait,
I like to go to Texas de Brazil. She doesn't really love it.
that place is a bargain if you come with an appetite. It's there's some value with that place. Like come with an appetite.
You fast before that. Like,
Well,
you don't eat at all.
I mean,
before
if
going
you
there.
go in and like I'm gonna eat light, then that money
No,
it's not worth
no,
it.
it's
You
not
gotta
worth
you gotta
it.
go in there and then roll out.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm adventurous, so like I like to try everything, even if I have like a bite of everything on the salad bar. Because you've seen their salad bar, you've ate there, obviously. They have a lot of stuff on the salad bar.
They do. They've got some good
It's
stuff
not
there.
just a salad bar.
No, yeah, but don't have the calamari. So that's what I heard.
Oh, don't have it?
Wow, somebody in here was talking about calamari and like a month-long.
Oh, that's
Heartburn?
not fun.
Was
Oh, no,
you?
that was caviar.
Oh, caviar.
Caviar. Yeah, I had caviar in
Oh.
Arizona, and I had a month-long
I thought
heartburn.
you said calamari.
Caviar, like fish eggs.
No, I know what it is.
Yeah.
Wait, was it like gas station caviar? Is that the problem? Is
No,
that
it was for sure at a 5-star restaurant.
Really?
Yeah. And it was
I really
so
like
good,
caviar.
but like I don't want to ever eat it again because I was miserable.
That's just I've never.
For like a month too.
How can a food affect you for a month?
I don't
wonder?
know.
It like changed your DNA or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, it did for sure.
Maybe you're allergic to it.
Maybe, yeah, something.
I don't know. Yeah, Texas State Brazil.
But there's
though,
a lot of good places in Fort Worth to eat, like a lot.
No, the best part about like living around here.
Yeah.
Like I live up north of here, like kind of in between Fort Worth and Decatur.
Uh-huh.
You never have to eat at like a chain restaurant ever.
No.
If you're close to the city.
Have you ever been to, which it's kind of more south, but have you been to Pressed Cafe?
No.
It's
What is
really
it?
good.
What kind of place is it?
It's got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But it's more, I don't know, I would really classify it as like a certain thing. They kind of have all kinds of food. But it's just more unique.
Really?
Like it's more of a farm to table type place.
Oh, I like those kind of
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this steakhouse. Like if you really like fancy, like you want to be fancy, then there's this place in Dallas called Knife.
Nice.
It's a steakhouse. No, it's like the best steakhouse.
Really?
And there's a bunch of good steakhouses.
Now I'm
in
going to have to go
Dallas.
try it.
You do. Yeah. Bring your wallet though. Because they're those places like, yeah, we were really, really proud of these like 42-year dry aged steaks.
Oh, wow.
So they do the whole dry age thing and they get them from this one specific farm. And so they're like it's ridiculous. They charge like $130 for a ribeye.
And it's just a ribeye, probably no sides.
Yeah, because they do the family style thing
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they do at all those places. But I'm telling you, like Ruth Chris tastes like McDonald's compared to these
Dang.
things.
We're going to have to check that
You
out.
gotta go there.
Totally.
Got to. And then there's another one down there called Nick and Sam's.
And is it a steakhouse?
It's a steakhouse, and they're really good too. But you don't go there on like a Friday night because there's going to be Rolls Royces and like basketball players, and you're just going to be like,
Well, maybe we should go.
we're rodeo people. Yeah. They're like, you redneck cowboys, get out of here. And they wouldn't say it like that, but
Yeah, yeah.
politically correct.
What are your go-to like steakhouse sides?
Takeout sides. Ooh, I don't know. Any kind of weird mashed potatoes. Like if they have like truffle mashed potatoes or garlic, just different other than just plain mashed potatoes. And then I always try to like pick something that I've never had before. If it's like something special on the menu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing about this show that's like different than other podcasts. Did you listen to Joe Beaver podcast yet?
I know I didn't.
Yeah.
Gonna have to do that.
So controversy. Like we thrive in controversy.
Okay, sweet.
You mentioned controversy.
I mentioned controversy. What did I mention?
You had said that you had gotten like some discussion that was controversial or something along those lines.
I did?
Yeah, you were on a different podcast. And
Well,
you're like, you got
I
into
also have
something.
ADD, so I like forget what I say.
Yeah, then I have ADD too, so we're just bouncing off the walls in here making no sense. But what was it about though? Like that controversy that you were referring to?
Do we have to talk about it?
Well, we could. Why not?
Well, it was kind of like under the rug talked about.
Oh, we're under a rug.
I can get this cowhide and just put it over you guys, act it like a rug.
Her mom's doing this, so it must be really, 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 really entertaining. It must be really entertaining.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to ask you after
Yeah,
the podcast.
for sure. It's probably not appropriate for a podcast.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm not one to, like, you know, call a spade a spade.
You're not? You seem like you are.
I'm not one to do that publicly. But, yeah.
I get it. I see where this is
I
going.
try not to be too controversial, like you were saying. But
Really?
somehow that's happening right now. And you don't even know me, so now you think that of me.
No, I've learned a lot. It's weird because I had told Riley to get caviar, and so there's caviar here, and it's just awkward. So,
Oh, my God.
I don't know what else to offer you. Yeah,
I know. It's just, I mean,
Yeah.
you can't go from there.
no, you really can't.
Cheese boards? Is that a thing?
No, I don't think it compares.
Charcuterie boards? That's
Charcuterie?
charcuterie.
Yeah.
Charcuterie.
Is that
Like
an
I said, I was not gifted with.
Do you guys get like
names
those for Christmas and stuff from people? Does anybody send that to you, and are you usually disappointed with charcuterie
No,
boards?
I'm the one that makes them.
Oh, you make them?
Oh, yeah. I get really into it.
Seriously?
But yet I can't pronounce what it's called.
All right. So walk me through.
I need to know this.
Yeah. So are you sure you're a Bell Horse trainer?
Sometimes I
Yeah.
am. Sometimes.
Yeah, because all the Barrel Horse trainers I've spent time with, it's like we're usually like budgeting out like how we can go to Wendy's.
They
They're
go
over
to
here
Buc-ee's too.
gifting charcuterie boards, getting sick off caviar. You're clearly winning a lot of slot races. It makes sense.
It's been really dry lately.
It's been a dry spell. Yeah, not
Yeah.
for Jordan Briggs. She's freaking
No,
killing it.
she's
She's
been
sitting number
killing
2
it.
in the world.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a really interesting year in the barrel racing in the WPRA.
it is. We Futurity trainers love to see other Futurity trainers go in the rodeo scene and do so well.
Yeah,
It's just exciting.
it is cool to see it.
And I love personally, I mean, obviously I love watching the same old greats at the rodeos, but it's always fun to have new people thrown in there.
How fun was it to watch Cassie Mowry tear it up the first time she went? That was pretty sick.
Yeah, it was.
And just like not care at all.
Even though it wasn't the first time, but
No, it wasn't,
was
but still.
a long time. It was
Yeah.
a long gap, so
Huge
It
gap.
was new to us.
Yeah, because one thing like with the top 15 in anything, like I guarantee you can't name all 15 from last year and the year before.
No,
No possible way.
no,
So if
Definitely
a couple
not
years
me.
passes, it's like you're forgotten.
for sure.
You just are. It's just the
Yeah,
way it
for
is. Like the
sure.
sport moves so fast and
It does.
it just never stops.
It's so true.
Yeah, which I don't know if like the internet's made that worse or not, but like in the fraternity world, like you got a Barrel Horse News and like one time a year you got to see who like the top fraternity earners were.
Yeah,
Like, and what they did, they would publish it like the top 200 or something.
yeah.
It was always Troy Crumrine and
Always Troy.
still, yeah, to this day.
Still on the top.
Yeah. And it's crazy because so many people don't even know who he is.
I know. and
Down
he's
here, no one knows who
literally
the heck
a
he is.
legend.
You go out to the East Coast and it's like, dude, everybody
For
knows
sure.
who he is.
Yeah.
Like he inspired so many people like to start men to start barrel racing.
He's so amazing.
He is incredible, especially if you think about like how many times he's won on how many different horses.
For sure.
It's just crazy.
You can just put him on any horse and he's going to win.
Yeah.
For sure. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, it's really interesting. Like when you have that debate about like men barrel racing and how people react. Like,
Yeah.
The way people were going nuts when Brandon was going through the American.
For sure.
It's like, do you guys not realize it's like the 4th time? But for some reason this
It
year
was
he's getting
a whole
roasted.
new- yeah.
It was so weird.
It is. It's crazy. It's my brothers are like the same way. They don't get it.
Oh,
know.
they don't?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I've always been real feisty about it because I've ridden a ton of colts. In fact, like when it came to starting colts, I was always on
Yeah.
like, the 2 and 3 year olds. That's how we did it.
Yeah.
Because my dad we would have like 15 or 16 and it was just a full-time job. Most
Yeah.
of the time it was just him and I. Like my sisters didn't
Dang.
get involved until way later.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
Like,
here I didn't even know you existed.
I know. Well, but how would you? I was too busy riding the horses.
Yeah, you
and-
were too busy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like begging for food, and it's like there was no time for me. I was like this little 12-year-old kid, or not even when I was 11 years old. You remember like trying to saddle horses when you were a little kid? You have to like put the
I don't really
saddle
remember
right
it, but
here,
I
like,
witness it every day because my nieces ride with me a lot.
Oh, really?
So
is your
I
whole
see the
family like
struggle.
right next to each other, and you guys are all kind of like in the same place, or what?
Pretty much. We live all within an hour, I would say. So.
Are they obsessed with barrel racing, and so they come over to you, or?
I wouldn't say that, but we have a huge family and we're all really close. So
Really?
yeah, but my nieces are crazy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet they are. It's like the most magical thing to little kids
It is.
for some reason. like in our world, but I don't know what like the regular person equivalent is. Like, are kids like obsessed with baseball like that?
Well,
Probably.
yeah. I have nieces and nephews that are all different, activities, whatever you want to call it, careers as little kids. But so I have
Child careers?
child careers. I have a niece that's super
So
obsessed.
it's a sweatshop you've
Yeah.
got. That's what
I got
this
a
is.
niece that's super obsessed with art,
Really?
super obsessed with it, and she's so good at it. And then I have a nephew who plays baseball, just like you said. So
Yeah,
I think they just kind of all like find what they love.
they do. Yeah, because we all played different sports. I mean, heck, Ivy was like, could have went to the Olympics and volleyball. Literally.
I was listening to that on the podcast.
Yeah,
I had
that's
no idea.
That's a real thing. Like it
That's
was
crazy.
between barrel racing and like Division I volleyball. Like you're probably going to be on the Olympic.
That's insane.
Training team.
And I had no idea. I mean, I know nothing about volleyball, but
Yeah, the craziest thing about her is, like, out of all of us, she did the least horse stuff. Like literally, like in between where she dropped. I think maybe she went to a few rodeos when we were kids, but she got in a terrible accident at Fort Smith when we were. We were young, but she got drugged through that parking lot by the warm up arena.
Wow.
Like horse tried to like dodged a bus and
Holy cow.
had to go to the emergency room, and she's got like a scar from her thumb to like here. Like it's terrible from her arm getting cut by the horn.
Yeah.
And she had like this little bike helmet on that saved her life. And so she didn't want anything to do with horses for
I wouldn't either.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's that warm-up pen in the main arena
Yep.
and then that busy street. And the horse ran through traffic and ended up in
Jeez.
that parking lot on the other side of the fairgrounds.
That's crazy.
And so she didn't ride at all. And then out of nowhere, she like kind of just dropped volleyball at like 17 years old and was like, yeah, well, I'm gonna try
I
to
don't
go
want
to
to
the
go
NFR.
I don't want to go to the Olympics. I want to go to the NFR.
I'm gonna try to go to the NFR. And so like she re-picked up horses, and then like within like a couple of years was at the NFR. It was
That's crazy.
pretty
That's
amazing.
awesome. Crazy awesome.
A lot of people though, like a lot of the notable people, like kind of just made a hard fast decision and then
Yeah.
kind of went for it. Kind of like you. You kind of did that.
For sure. Yeah, I was doing a different discipline and then I changed. And now
Wait.
I don't even rope.
Are you interested in breakaway now that's like a more
do.
mainstream thing?
Now that like the American and now that you can rope at pro rodeos, it's definitely crossed my mind, but I don't really have anything that I can rope on.
Really?
Yet. I'm working on that, but
Just a couple phone calls.
but
I'm
yeah,
sure
I
you could
would
find
like
a
to crack
breakaway
back
verse
out.
pretty easy.
I'm sure I could.
But it's crazy how breakaways picked up over the last couple of years.
I know.
It's completely changed.
It's totally like my mindset was like, there's no future in roping. So why would I want to do this? I don't want to go to college and rope because there's no future in it.
Yeah.
And then now, like, look at it. It's crazy.
It is. Do you feel like if it would have been a thing when you were growing up, you would have not barrel raced?
I can't say that because I don't really know, but I mean, I definitely probably would have thought more about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you've got like these really good poster children like Jackie and
Yeah.
like breakaway is like cool as shit.
Yeah,
now. Like
yeah.
there's the right people representing it right now. So
It's
it's
awesome.
just gonna continue
Seeing
to grow.
the video of JJ winning Reno, how excited she was pretty
She's
awesome.
such a personality too.
She's
That
a
was
hoot.
awesome. That and then like there's all these like memorable things. That's one of them.
Yeah.
That'll be etched in time forever. And
For
then
sure.
and then
Jackie
Jackie
roping
winning the
pregnant.
world with her horn cut off.
That was just pure awesomeness.
It was. Yeah, and I don't know. It's just interesting. Like you got these really key people involved in it and notable things like the WCRA is helping a lot and
Yeah.
obviously the American and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I wouldn't mind cracking back out, obviously.
do it.
Everyone says it's like riding a bike, but I'm not gonna lie, I was a little rusty when I roped last time.
Really?
Yeah.
What about last time you rode a bike? What was that like?
Oh, that's kind of rusty too.
Yeah. Like most adults, you probably don't even remember the last time you rode a bicycle.
No, I could tell you because I took one to Arizona, so it was January.
Really?
Yeah, roughly was that 6 months ago?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I'm not good at math.
It feels like it was just yesterday. This year's like flying by
It has
uncomfortably
gotten
quick.
so fast.
Yeah.
So fast.
I don't know if that's just like a product of Ty. Does it feel like the years went by really fast for you? You're a little tyke.
Yeah,
Is it moving slower for someone of your age?
no, it's been going fast.
Yeah. See, I was wondering like what it was like in 4th grade. Like was 4th grade quick? Did it go by fast? Did it not go by fast?
I just don't know how I got so old so fast. That's what I want to know.
How old are you?
31.
Oh,
Yeah, and I feel like I was 15 like yesterday.
I feel that too. See, Ty, like you should be happy. Everyone's older than you in here, and like if we call you a little kid, it's like you can be like, I'm gonna be alive at least 4 years longer than you.
My oldest,
Pending I clean up my diet and get some sleep.
my oldest
I need
nephew, he just turned 18 and graduated high school, and it's just like really hit hard.
Really?
Yeah, because I like changed his diaper when he was 2. And that just really seems like not long ago.
Yeah. It's
Now
really
he's, like,
uncomfortable.
Graduated high school, it's crazy.
Yeah, aging is really, really difficult.
It's funny because I also argued with my mom about how old I was this year because I thought I was 30.
Really?
I missed the 31 birthday.
You forgot?
I guess. I didn't.
Oh, because 30 is like
I
a real
wasn't
notable
there.
one.
Yeah, it was a big one, you know. But I don't know what happened to the 31st birthday because it just kind of disappeared.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna probably do the same thing, but like stay 29.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay that. My dad did that. He would just like all of a sudden like just a couple years would drop off of his age randomly. He's the kind of guy like if you argue like that, no, that's not your birthday. Yes, it is. Shut your fucking mouth. Like I'm not 50. I'm gonna be 50 next year.
That's
and then next
hilarious.
year comes like also next year's gonna be my 50th
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah.
Like, we're all just no. I went so far with that guy that I asked his mom, like my grandmother, hey, can I see his birth certificate? He's lying about his age, Grandma. He's lying about his age. He wants to be younger than he is.
That's really funny.
And he always did the jockey thing. I don't know why men like in the horse industry, like in the barrel racing and jockeys, they all want to be like smaller than they are.
Yeah.
Like Kelly, you're like 6'1" and you weigh 180 pounds. You are not 5'9" and you are not 150 pounds. Just because you say it doesn't mean that you're gonna not be too big for that mare.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's funny.
It is funny. It's like a weird little culture, the barrel racing culture, the fraternity culture.
It's
different.
We're a different breed.
Literally, yeah, they really are. Like it. You look at some of the people in it, and like they're some of the best people in the world, but they're all just a little different.
Yeah.
In like a good way.
Yeah. It's cool to mix them all together.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's your little crowd that you run
Oh,
with?
my little crowd? I don't
Yeah,
have a big crowd, but I guess you said little
I did
crowd.
say little
yeah,
crowd.
so I should listen, but I have a problem
No,
with
it's
that.
okay. You're still trying to figure out if you're 30 or 31. Like I get the problem there. It's existential.
I mean, we all kind of hang out with each other, but my little crowd is like Lee and Hallie. They're some of our best friends, and that's really it as far as like close little crowd. But
yeah, Hallie's great.
yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, that's another person that like I think she was like 20 years old when. Yeah, she was like 20 or something when.
What?
Well, I used to run around with Hallie when I was a little kid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She had to have been like 20.
She
back in
yeah,
those
because
days.
she's 34.
Yeah, she had
30.
to be.
She's 36,
Yeah, she had to be like 20 years
so
old.
she's
back
older
then.
than me. Oh, I'm totally wrong. She did. We did have a 40th birthday this year for her. I'm a terrible friend because I'm like one of her best friends.
No, that actually.
See, this is my problem, my ADD.
No, Hallie, you look so great that she literally aged you.
See, yeah,
6 years
exactly.
less.
See, Hallie will be proud of me for saying that she looked
Yeah,
way
it's a
younger.
compliment,
Yeah.
especially for a barrel racer. I mean, like the elements didn't affect you at all, Hallie. You look freaking great. It's a compliment.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, I guess that is the good thing about going to fraternities is that we all kind of do like hang out with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of are stuck there. You know, it's not like a rodeo where there's only so many people up at a perf and then you go on.
No, you
Like-
stand in that warm up pin for hours.
Yeah, exhibition lines.
Yep. This is what it is.
Super fun.
So, Mom, did you book a restaurant? You didn't. You guys you're gonna do it her way? You are gonna do it her way.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're gonna have
For
a hell of a
once.
time finding somewhere to park next to that Texas Day Brazil.
Speaking of parking was hard here.
Yeah, a bunch of people getting their hair did downstairs. Like, nothing more I want to do on a Friday night than go get a perm. It doesn't make any sense. Why are you all here? It's Friday night. We're trying to do a podcast, and everyone's in line to get their hair done.
They're getting ready for Saturday night.
You think so?
Yeah.
Something big going on tomorrow night? Did I miss
just,
something?
I don't know. I heard it's funner to party on Saturday night.
Is it?
Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
both.
Sundays.
I don't know.
Sundays is the hungover day.
Yeah, for sure.
You called me an alcoholic. How come I don't know this? I guess this proves I'm not an alcoholic. I don't even know which days to party and which days to be hungover on, so I am not.
That or you're boring as fuck.
Whoa. Whoa, you can't say that.
I didn't literally say you were an alcoholic.
Yeah, you did.
No. Did I though?
You're like, these bottles are pretty empty. Why is that? Because you wanted a beverage. Be like, well, I don't want to take the last few drops from the guy over there.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
It would be. But not as awkward as cursing on a podcast that's based around religion.
Oh, right.
Let's see how long you hold
I've heard some of your podcasts.
You have?
Oh, yeah. I'm a fan.
You are? Which one was your favorite?
Well, I mean, I haven't listened to all of them.
Of the ones you have
Why are you
listened
going to put me on the spot like that?
Because you just made bold, brash statements. I want to test you to see if you're lying.
He does this all the time.
I think Haley's was really good.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It was a pretty good one.
Pretty funny. Yeah, a lot of people didn't realize that she had that kind of personality, I don't think.
Yeah.
Because they just like see her winning all
Right,
the time
yeah.
and waving. Jesus, like that whole thing. They
Yeah,
didn't realize
yeah.
she was like
It
really
was
funny
so
and
real.
personable.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was cool.
it was cool. That was a good one. Yeah. A lot of people are just jealous because she destroys them, but yeah, she's also got a great personality. It's like, when can you save some winning for anybody else? Like, you can't be really funny and personable and like motivational and also win everything in the world. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta like give something to somebody else.
Yeah. That's how we feel about Cassie and the Futurities.
Yeah,
She just
Rightfully so.
dominates, and it's like, are you going to ever let anybody else win?
it's annoying, probably. She's a little more ruthless than Haley Kinsel too. Like, they're not the same. Haley Kinsel will like graciously take your money. Cassie Mara will just take it and bounce.
Yeah.
Whatever. Whatever. You got to strive. If you're going to strive to be somebody from like that sport, that's someone to strive to be. She's stone cold.
For sure.
It's impressive.
It is.
Well,
So, yeah.
this was a lot of fun for you mostly. Me, I'm still upset about what you said about me, but
The
I think-
alcoholic or that you didn't exist?
You know what? I think the whole "you didn't exist" thing is going to spur more alcoholism. Probably, because I'm just going to sit there and just have this existential crisis. Like, do I exist?
It's just a bad chain reaction.
Yeah.
It's just funny. I mean,
It is funny.
I guess I just
No, it
didn't
is
know
really
your
funny,
family that
actually.
well, you know,
No.
clearly.
No, not at all. That's okay, though. There's only a few notable members. We don't have a big family like you guys.
Yeah,
It's small. It's basically just our immediate.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. All of my brothers and sisters have kids, so it's like just grows.
And you guys spend all your time together.
Yeah.
So who's like the key figure in your family that keeps it together? Because there's usually like one or two, like matriarch or patriarch type people that everything is built around, like a grandma, or grandpa.
Uh-huh.
Who is
I
it?
don't know. It's going to be a toss-up between my mom and my dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because we had one just on the one side, but it was a great grandma. So it was like the shelf life was like, it was running up because it was my great grandma. And she lived like a full like 90 plus years old. So it was great for her. Like,
Yeah.
like I think that's what everybody would want. Right.
Right.
But as soon as like she did pass away, it was just like, we never saw like cousins, great uncles. Like, okay, last time I saw you was at this funeral, and we never had like a
They
get
just
together
disappeared.
again. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if that's most people.
I don't know.
We should take a survey.
Everybody always, jokes about how big our family is, but I don't know any different.
Yeah, because it's your family,
Yeah,
and people just huddle together in their little tribe.
for sure.
Well, is it Texas Day Brazil? Probably not, because it's going to be a wait. But you guys look patient.
Yeah.
You sat through this whole podcast.
I'm a patient person. I don't know about so much her.
You're not patient. She seems like she's been really patient with you over the last 30 or 31 years, maybe, whatever one.
Whatever, which one it is.
Yeah. Is that true? Yeah. She put you through some hell? No? Were you a really good kid?
I was. They say I was.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah. I bet you were. You have to look like you probably were well behaved as a child and then developed like ornery as you got older.
Really?
I kind of think so. What do you think, Ty? Did she look like she was probably like a well behaved kid and then broke out of that as she got a little older?
I feel like she was the one that put up the facade of being a good kid and did bad stuff behind everyone's back.
Oh gosh.
Is that it?
I don't know. Maybe.
Damn, did I
It
call
is.
this? Let's go.
I think he did call it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's a first.
I know my shit.
No. No. Well, I'm going to let you guys go and have your wonderful...
Texas Day, Brazil.
That's the one?
That's
where
where I want to go. We'll see.
I mean,
Well, after
it's
talking-
literally like 2 miles away, if that.
I know.
I was going to say, after talking so much about it, I would assume that you would want it.
Yeah.
I want it
I
now.
like Grace. It's
Grace
really
is
good.
awesome.
Grace is awesome.
So if you go to Grace at the right time, they do like that chef special thing where he does like the taste thing, and it's like whatever amount of money, and you get like first, second, third course and a special dessert. The kicker is both people have to order it to be able to do it. That place is
Really?
great though.
It is
Yeah,
good.
we go there all the time.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many restaurants down there. They're pretty good.
Yeah, there is. What's the other what's the upscale Texas Day Brazil? What's that one called?
That's like
Yeah, it's
serves
like that.
meat like that.
Yeah, but it's like one step above
have
Texas
no
Day
idea.
Brazil. I
Tell
don't know.
us.
I was asking. You guys are the food aficionados.
Foodies.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's a great place.
I
on
got
the
that
podcast.
word from my favorite show.
Foodie.
I just say it, all the time.
What's your favorite show?
Suits.
Suits.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be something off the Food Network.
Yeah,
No.
same. I was expecting it straight up.
Yeah, I would assume like my favorite word is foodie, and I love food. Like that was a surprise.
I was expecting Baking Wars.
Like
Baking Wars?
Chopped. Chopped is a good food show.
Chopped. What's that one that's really good? I Beat Bobby Flay or something.
Yeah, I was about
do
to say
like
that
that one.
Oh, I've never seen that one. Gonna have to watch it now.
Yeah. What was the guy who was on our show? Ryan's brother Lee. Ryan Padone's brother Lee Padone.
Yeah. Yep.
He was like an alternate on that show.
He's hilarious.
He
I
is
didn't know
funny.
that.
Yeah, he was like an alternate on that show because the guy that he does the food trucks thing with is like one of the Food Network guys.
Oh, really?
I think. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's really cool. They're both really cool. I
Yeah.
really like Ryan.
They're awesome.
It's like talk about unapologetic people. She's another one. She says exactly what she thinks right when she thinks it.
For sure.
All right. I'm really going to let you guys go this time. It's like there's nothing like schooling somebody who has ADD on what it's like to have ADD. It's like looking in an ADD mirror, isn't it?
Yeah. Totally.
All right. If I take the headphones off, we end.
Okay, perfect. That's good.
This has been The Gauge, hosted by me, Chance Conrado, produced and edited by our guy Ty Yeager. Shout out to the executive producers Dustin Pointer and Cody Denton. Marketing and content produced by Riley Chone. Make sure to rate and review this podcast, as well as follow The Gauge on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And make sure to subscribe to The Gauge wherever you get your podcast. We'll see you guys next time.